India is a country that never stops. न रुकेंगे, न धीमा पड़ेंगे, न थमेंगे, ये इंडिया ने ठान लिया है। हमारी सारी नीतियां, सारी योजनाएं सर्वजन हिताय, सर्वजन सुखाय, राष्ट्र हित से ही तय हो।
विश्व की थर्ड लार्जेस्ट अर्थव्यवस्था बनाना है, ये प्रधानमंत्री जी का सपना है। और ये अगर पूरा करना है तो हमारे देश में सबसे पहली आवश्यकता है कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को डेवलपमेंट करना होगा। बास्केट में मोर देन 42% पावर अब जो है वो ग्रीन पावर है। 1970 से करीब 23 झगड़े ऐसे राज्यों में थे कि पानी के बारे में कोई निर्णय नहीं होता था। मैं जब वाटर रिसोर्स मिनिस्टर था तो मैंने उस समय इन राज्यों को पंजाब, हरियाणा, उत्तराखंड, हिमाचल, कश्मीर, दिल्ली, इन राज्यों को बुलाकर 17 झगड़े निपटाए। रोड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में निश्चित रूप से मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि हम 36 ग्रीन एक्सप्रेस हाईवे बना रहे हैं और इतने बड़े प्रमाण पर पूरे देश में बना रहे हैं। जम्मू कश्मीर में हम आने के पहले 5 टनल थी, अब हम 156 टनल बना रहे हैं, उसमें से 36-35 पूरी हुई है। लद्दाख लेह तक हम 7 टनल बना रहे हैं, रोड का काम शुरू है। लद्दाख लेह के बाद आशिया की सबसे बड़ी टनल जोजिला, जिसकी एस्टिमेटेड कॉस्ट 12,000 करोड़ थी, ये टनल हमने 5,500 करोड़ में बनाकर 5,500 करोड़ की बचत की है। इस देश में पैसों की कमी नहीं है, इस देश में ईमानदारी से देश के लिए काम करने वालों की कमी है। एग्रीकल्चर, रूरल, ट्राइबल सेक्टर को शक्तिशाली करना पड़ेगा। जल, जमीन, जंगल, जानवर आधारित नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी लानी पड़ेगी। बहुत उसमें एग्रीकल्चर में मैं काम करता हूँ, बहुत टेक्नोलॉजी में मेरे पास इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बैल जुड़ी है, इलेक्ट्रिक का ट्रैक्टर है, ड्रोन से नैनो यूरिया का स्प्रेइंग होता है। और इसलिए आने वाले समय में एग्रीकल्चर में बहुत बड़ा रिफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
साथियों, जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है। और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Kej and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mantapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit, March 6th at Bharat Mantapam, New Delhi. See you there.
भारत के 130
I'm here to represent my stakeholders. Whoever wants to come and serve my stakeholders, follow the rules, go buy the license, fill up the boxes, and you'll get the license tomorrow.
And the reason I'm asking this question is because your answer represents exactly what we say about Limitless India. We are not defensive anymore, are we? I mean, we are not defensive.
We are the second largest telecom market in the world. We're the second largest auto market in the world. We're the third largest civil aviation market in the world. We are the third largest road network in the world. We're the fourth largest railway network in the world.
So come compete.
A country that could build from 74 airports, 160 airports in 10 years, a country that could build from 90,000 kilometers of highways, 150,000 kilometers of highways. India is limitless.
Yeah. Superb.
So we're transitioning from the language of technology to the universal language of music. We take a moment to celebrate creativity, harmony, and the power of India's soft power, a force that transcends borders, unites minds, and inspires limitless possibilities. This special segment is presented by Techno Stop at Nothing, celebrating those who push boundaries and redefine innovation. Three-time Grammy Award-winning composer and environmentalist, a global icon whose music resonates with the spirit of a rising Bharat. His work blends tradition with the modernity of innovation, creating soundscapes that echo across the world and champion the cause of sustainable, harmonious future. A limitless Indian, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricky Kej.
Internationally renowned Indian music composer and environmentalist, a U.S. Billboard #1 artist,
3 times Grammy Award winner. He's won over 100 awards.
Ricky Kej.
It is time to shine a light. Let's do this. It is time.
Ricky Kej, our champion for nature.
I take this opportunity to say thank you to Ricky Kej. Ricky has been inspiring and is one of our champions.
My brother Ricky, I'm really proud of you as always.
We are all in this together. We are all in this together. And nothing can remind us like a simple...
And the Grammy goes to Winds of Samsara.
I'd like to thank the Recording Academy. Asatoma Satgamaya Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you.
And the Grammy goes to Stuart Copeland and Ricky Kej.
In India, we've got a saying called as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which literally means the world is one family. Live in peace with all entities on this planet, whether it is the animals, the wildlife, the forests.
It's time to shine your.
Stuart Copeland, Divine Tides, and Ricky Kej.
It's our time. Let's do this. It's
Namaste and thank you.
Let's do this. It's time.
Climate change is absolutely real. Climate change is human-induced, and our actions are affecting countries on the other side of the world.
It is time.
And now, presenting three-time Grammy Award winner, United Nations Goodwill Ambassador, Ricky Kej.
Over the past few weeks, over 600 million human beings have dipped into this river. They washed away their sins, purified their souls. This is the river Ganga. Our first song is a dedication to this absolutely amazing river that is the Ganga.
तत्र त्रिपथगा दिव्या शीततोया अशैवला
Thank you. Namaskar, everyone. Okay, let's try that again. Namaskar, everyone. Thank you so much. It's a huge honor for all of us to be over here to perform for this amazing Republic Plenary Summit. Thank you so much to the absolutely awesome and magnificent Arnab Goswami and his entire team. I think a big round of applause to all of them. Come on, everyone. So we created this next song as a dedication to 1.4 billion of us Indians and our very strong 35 million Indian diaspora, and the one leader who brings all of us Indians everywhere in the world together, the greatest world leader on the planet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. This song is called Aao Ji.
संस्कृतिं नीत्वा समुच्चैः परम्परा प्रवासिभिः कृतं विश्वे भारतध्वजमुन्नतम्
आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाऊं। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाऊं। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाऊं। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाऊं। थोड़ा वापस आना दौड़ा दौड़ा और गलियों लेके बैठी है तेरी आदत जिसको तूने छोड़ा। यादें भूल है सकता लेकिन खुशबू भूल न पाएगा। घूम घुमा के बन के बादल लौट तू वापस आएगा। चैन मिलेगा वही जहां तू रुक थोड़ा सा जाएगा। घर आने से चढ़ जाने को बना नहीं था तू। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ।
अयं निज परो वेदी गणनालघु चेतसा उदार चरितानान्तु वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम्।
नदियों पहाड़ों से गलियों किनारों से तेरी पहले की पहचान है। बादलों बेचारों से खुशी की फुहारों से काहे जाने तू अनजान है।
वदन्ति मातरं वन्दे वदन्तो धर्मवर्मणि आयात भारताश्लेषे पातुं सर्वजन श्रियम्।
हर दिन पग चले दूर है जाना जाने कहाँ तू जाएगा। गोल है धरती और इस पर जो खोजेगा वो पाएगा। सांस भरेगा लंबी तो तू चैन मुफ्त में पाएगा। घर आने से डर जाने को बना नहीं था तू।
आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ जी मेरे देश मेरे गांव मेरी धूप मेरी छाँव से मिलाओ। आओ
Thank you so much. Karthik Mani on drums and percussion, everyone. Shraddha Ganesh on vocals. Sudhir Yaduvanshi on vocals. Siddharth Basroor on guitars and vocals. And Manoj George on violin. This next song is a song that is a dedication to a limitless India. And that's what this event is all about. An India that no longer sits on the sidelines, but takes global leadership. An India that is proud of our past. We are proud of our culture, we are proud of our traditions. At the same time, we are at the absolute cutting edge of innovation. Now for this song, what we've done is that we've taken ancient South Indian percussion syllables, which are usually recited by the voice. And what we've done is that we've taken these Kunakol South Indian syllables, we've put it to cutting edge techno modern music. This is going to be a fun song for all of you. This one's called Dub Kunakol. That's a limitless India, everyone. A big round of applause for them. Come on. How many of you over here are fans of Sufi music? You can scream for it. So we thought, why not play a very modern, cutting-edge version of arguably the most famous Sufi folk song ever in history. This is our version of Damadam Mast Kalandar.
कलंदर दमादम अल्लाह पहला नंबर अल्लाह दम दे अंदर शाबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लालन जिंदड़ी दा सेवन लो थगी शाबाज कलंदर 1 2 3 अल्लाह पहला नंबर अल्लाह दम दे अंदर शाबाज कलंदर हो दमादम कलंदर अल्लाह पहला नंबर अभी दम दम दे अंदर अली शाबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी हाय लाल मेरी झनन झनन तेरी नौबत बाजे झनन झनन तेरी नौबत बाज नाल बजे घड़ याद बला झूले लालन मौला नाल बजे घड़ी याद मेरे झूले लालन जिंदड़ी दा सेवन लो सगी शाबाज कलंदर तमातम अली दा पहला नंबर अली दम दम दे अंदर अली शाबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लालन जितनी दा सेवन लो सगी शाबाज कलंदर
Everybody stand up now. Everybody stand up and clap. Come on. Dam lal lal 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 dam lal lal dam lal lal dam lal lal with me. Damadam damadam. Come on. Damadam Alida damadam mast kalandar Alida pehla number damadam mast kalandar Alida pehla number damadam mast kalandar Alida pehla number damadam mast kalandar Ali Shahbaz damadam mast kalandar damadam mast kalandar damadam mast kalandar damadam. Now you have to jump. Thank you so much. Everybody, as we know, on the 26th of February, we celebrated the end of the Mahakumbh, but we also had another celebration, and that is Mahashivaratri. So, this next song is a dedication to the embodiment of coexistence. This next song is a dedication to the protector of the 5 elements of nature. Who is that? This next song is an ancient folk song in our own modern version. This is a dedication to Lord Shiva. This one's called Bam Lahari.
Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana चैन छोड़ निर्गुण का भजन कर चैन छोड़ निर्गुण का भजन और शिव के भजन करे पार्वती शिव के भजन करे पार्वती सिवा तेरे कुछ दिखे नाथ जी सिवा तेरे कुछ दिखे ना रट तेरा ही नाम सभी अरे रट तेरा ही नाम सभी बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी अंतर्यामी है अपरूप अंतर्यामी लीला का पार नहीं पाया लीला का पार नहीं पाया हो तने अजब अनोखा रूप धरा अजब अनोखा रूप धरा मेरे दाया रे बाया बिशर बिराज बाया बिशर बिराज माथे चंद्रमा ब्राज रहा माथे चंद्रमा ब्राज रहा मेरी जटा से गंगा बहती है मेरे कंठ भुजंग है साज रहा कंठ भुजंग है साज रहा अगर बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी अगर बम 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 लहरी Sing loudly. हे महाकाल शंकर भोले हे महाकाल शंकर भोले तेरी भक्ति में घट घट बोले भक्ति में घट घट बोले सब नाथों का नाथ है शंकर सब नाथों का नाथ है शंकर कोई कमती न कभी खजाने में कमती न कभी खजाने में सभी लोग बस्ती में बसा सभी लोग बस्ती में बसा आप बसे वीराने में आप बसे वीराने में जब से स्थापित भाई सरस्वती जब से स्थापित भाई सरस्वती कंठ लगाए पुलवाड़ी भवसागर से पार करे कैलाश विराजे त्रिपुरारी अगर बम 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 अगर बम 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 अगर बम 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 लहरी अरे अगर बम 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 लहरी त्रिलोकेश्वर हे महेश्वर महाईश्वर भंडारी व्योमकेश्वर परम ईश्वर रामेश्वर बमलहरी त्रिलोकेश्वर हे महेश्वर महाईश्वर भंडारी व्योमकेश्वर परम ईश्वर रामेश्वर बमलहरी. Karthik Mani on drums, percussion and vocals. A big round of applause for him. Sudhir Yaduvanshi on vocals. Shraddha Ganesh on vocals. Siddharth Basroor on guitars and vocals. Manoj George on violin. And on sound we have Praveen and Pratik. And on video we have Shashank. A big round of applause to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Kej!
Now we've come to the end of this segment and we've saved the best for the last. Now we are speaking about a limitless India. Don't you believe that India is much more than just us human beings? Is India more than just us human beings? In fact, the true inhabitants of India are the forests and wildlife, because the forests and wildlife have existed on our land long before any of us humans have ever set foot here. Am I right? We human beings have been here for 3 lakh years. Our forests and wildlife have been here for 3,000 lakh years. So our beauty is defined by forests and wildlife, our sustainability is defined by forests and wildlife, and without functioning ecosystems, we as human beings will cease to exist. And in fact, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means exactly that. It does not mean just living in peace and harmony between all of us human beings. It means living in absolute peace and absolute harmony, not only among us human beings, but with all life. Am I right? And in fact, we can have a limitless India simply because we as Indians, it is within our culture to protect, to conserve, and to sustain, and to coexist with nature. Am I right? So, we created an instrumental version of our favorite tune in the whole world, that is the Indian National Anthem. And we decided to dedicate this instrumental version of our Indian National Anthem to the forests and wildlife of our nation. So if you would please indulge me, if you're physically able to stand up, let us all stand up and let us all rise in respect for the forests and wildlife of our nation. Let us all rise in respect for the Indian National Anthem. बोलो भारत माता की, बोलो भारत माता की, वंदे, वंदे. Thank you so much, everybody. You've been an absolutely wonderful audience. Thank you, Republic. Thank you, Arnab. This is one of the most important events I've ever been a part of. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. That was a fabulous performance by...
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Namaskar and Gurudev, I can't thank you enough for being with us and making the start of this very special occasion memorable, special and auspicious for us with your divine presence. Gurudev, from all of us here at the Republic Media Network, you have been a source of wisdom. You have been our guiding light from the start of this network. You have been with us through thick and thin. And therefore, we are all overwhelmed that you took the time. You cancelled so many schedules and you are with us today. So Gurudev, once again, a big round of applause to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And that is the incredible thing about Gurudev, that he makes it also possible. When everyone said it would be difficult to get you in with your schedule, you came here today. I'm so happy. We are so happy, Gurudev. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to this. And welcome everyone to the opening sessions of the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. The Republic Media Network represents the will of the people. Republic, when we gave it the name, it was more than just a news network we had in our mind. It represented for us the boundless dreams of a nation that is rising to new heights. So Republic for us is not just a news organization. I believe it is a connection with the people. When I walk around, when I meet people who follow our network and follow our channel, they speak to me not like we are providers of the news, but more importantly, like we are one of their own. And that is what makes the connection of Republic with the people of this country so special. In that sense, Republic represents the pride of a culture which is limitless. And that is the theme of today's event, Limitless India. The power of ambition that knows no boundaries. And that is what we will talk about today, because our country today is bound by the unstoppable energy of a people who realize that their time has come, that we are very close to achieving the destiny that lays in store for us. And we are completely aligned with the country. People say, what is it that moves you? What are you moving towards? Why do you expand this network? And for us, we say in response just one thing, Gurudev. We say that we are in sync with the country. If the country grows, we grow. If the country expands, we expand. Through thick and
there are only 4 players in this space in the world. There's Huawei and ZTE from China.
Yep.
There's Ericsson from Sweden. There's Nokia from Finland. And there's Samsung from Korea. Only 4 telecom equipment manufacturers, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, and hopefully by 2030, 6G. In that space, the Prime Minister's vision, and this goes into your topic of Limitless India, Atmanirbharta, do what earlier could not be even dreamt of. And he said we need to produce our own 4G stack. And if BSNL is going to go into 4G, it will do so based on an Indian 4G stack.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The core philosophy of Sanatan Dharma is rooted in acceptance. As Swami Vivekananda said at the World Parliament of Religions, he said, we believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted.
First of all, Anil, let me tell you that I'm a huge fan. I'm a 90s kid. So most of the audience here is 90s kids. Can we have a big round of applause for our icon, the 90s kids icon, Mr. Anil Kumble. And before we start, let me just show you a visual, a picture. 2002, India versus West Indies. A bowler with a broken jaw, bowling, creating one of the biggest and bravest moments of sporting history. What inspired you not to go home, have a surgery, and play? I mean, this is a Limitless India moment for us in 90s. We have seen this Limitless India moment. Just tell us, what inspired this moment? How did you create this moment?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to be here at the Republic Plenary Session. I never thought of this as any brave move on my part. Yes, like you mentioned, I had to come back home to Bengaluru for a surgery. So my wife who's sitting here, she had organized everything back home. So I was to come back and get my jaw fixed. But then I realized when I went back to the changing room that afternoon, when I knew that it was broken and then I was coming back home. When I went back to the changing room, we had, by the way, more than 500 runs on the board. And I was the only leg spinner. I was the only spinner in that playing 11. Of course, we had Sachin Tendulkar, who could bowl anything. And he was bowling leg breaks. And I saw sitting in the changing room just before tea. And I felt that I should go there and possibly pick up a couple of wickets to put the team in a good position. We were 1-1 leading into that test match. And there was another test match after that. So I felt that if we can win that test match, of course, I wouldn't have participated the following day. It was just that one session that I could go and possibly make an impact, pick up a few wickets, put the team in a good position, and that was the only thought. I've always gone onto the field when my shoulder was fine, so the shoulder was absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And it was just the jaw that was broken, more than anyone else.
Just the jaw.
Yeah, it was. So I knew that, you know, no matter what happened on the cricket field, the surgeon will be able to take care of that. So that was the only thought process. Never ever felt that when I walked into play, what if something again hits me on the jaw or I get injured? Those thought, I don't think I ever even thought about any of those.
Anil, together we can. That's the mantra of a limitless India right now. How do you perceive this idea of limitless India? As Indians, we can do anything and everything in terms of sports, in terms of cinema, in terms of literature, education. How do you perceive that?
I think, you know, we've seen that, in 75 years of our independence, I think we have done wonderful things. And just to reflect on sports itself, just to reflect on my own sport, which is cricket, we have come a long way. Today we are consistently in finals. Yes, we have won a couple of tournaments, won World Cup recently in the T20. The last ODI World Cup, we were runners-up, and we are going to play again on Sunday. So in that sense, we've been sort of not just competing, but there. 1983 was a breakthrough moment for Indian cricket when India won the World Cup. But since then, I think we have moved really high up in the ranks as far as cricket is concerned. And in terms of infrastructure for cricket itself, if you take the sport, today you have international stadiums across India. It is not just restricted to the bigger cities, which it used to be probably about 20, 30 years ago. So now it's a lot more. There is a lot more players playing the sport with the IPL. There's a lot of players getting opportunities to play on a big stage. And not just the men's cricket. Women's cricket has evolved too, because when you talk about limitless India, it's not just about one section of the society. It's not just men, it's also women. How do you sort of become inclusive? How do you ensure that they come along and then do what, and make you proud? And women's cricket has certainly made India proud. Today, the Women's Premier League is happening, and that's something that's giving a lot of girls an opportunity to showcase their talent. And it also means that a lot of young girls are taking up the sport. And that's the beauty about cricket. Today, it's dominating in cricket, and other teams would want to beat India. It was not the other way around. It was always the other way around. When we sort of played, it was beating Australia was a big thing. Beating West Indies just prior to that was a big thing. And today, beating India is a big thing for the rest of the cricketing world. So that's the beauty about Limitless India. And when you talk about sport itself and how we have grown in sport, I strongly believe that when you want to become a sporting nation, when you want to create sport as a part of your livelihood, as a part of your lifestyle, it's important to create icons in sport. And today, we have icons in athletics, in Neeraj Chopra. We have Manu Bhaker in shooting. And they also had someone to look up to in Rajavardhan Rathore, then Abhinav Bindra, and Gagan Narang in shooting. So you had someone to look up to. Badminton has had superstars. I mean, with Prakash Padukone being the first one to win the All England Championship. After that, you had Gopi Chand. And then in women's badminton, you had Saina Nehwal. Then now PV Sindhu. In tennis, Sania. So you have all these icons who then represent and give you that feel that when you're growing up or taking up the sport, you have someone to look up to, saying, you know what, if they can make it, even I can make it. I think that's the beauty about sport, and that's the beauty about the new India, because you have icons in every walk of life, not just in India. When you go outside of India, when you travel abroad and meet high-profile CEOs, and most of them are Indians. And that's the beauty about Limitless India. I think we have a great opportunity. The talent is there. It's just a matter of ensuring that we are all single-minded and determined in our approach, and things will, sky is the limit. I mean, that's all I can say.
Anil, I think you remember, in fact, most of us remember that moment. In 2009, you were playing for IPL, and at that point of time, you were actually playing gully cricket. You were actually playing local cricket just to make a point that, no, I have to keep my performance on, and complacency should not grab me or should not kill me. What will be your suggestion for this Limitless India audience? We are a generation who want instant success, we want instant growth, but time and again we get depressed, we get demotivated with sudden failures. What will be the suggestion for Anil Kumble, who has seen a lot of ups and downs in his career?
I think play a sport. That's the best part. When you play sport, at the end of the game, you have a result. Whether you win or lose, you have to again start from scratch the next day. And that's the beauty about sport. There's nothing called failure in sport. You only learn from, yes, a loss. In cricket, you lose a match. 2 days later, you again play a match. So we saw that. We saw that with New Zealand. They lost to India, and then 2 days later, they played South Africa. They've won, and now they are coming back again and playing India. So that's the beauty about sport. You lose one day, you learn from that, and then go on to the next stage. So I certainly believe that sport teaches a lot. It's a wonderful way to learn life lessons. It's a wonderful way to live your life, because when you play sport, you go through, like you mentioned, all the ups and downs in one's career. It's not always hunky-dory. You spoke about the 10-wicket haul. People know me because of that. I had a great day here in Delhi 26 years ago. But 4 days later, we traveled to Calcutta to play another match. It was a part of the Asian Test Championship against the same team, Pakistan, and I struggled to get 1 wicket. That's the beauty about cricket. You are up one day, and the next day you start all over again. So you learn to live with this, you learn to adapt, you learn to recognize the fact that in a career spanning 18 years, it takes a number of hits for you to actually succeed. So people talk about the 600 plus wickets, and they tell me that you're number one in India, all that is fine, but I had to bowl about 40,000 deliveries to get those 600. So which meant that more than 39,000 deliveries didn't get me any success. So it's about being persistent, it's about being at it all the time, and then eventually things will work out. And that's the beauty about sport. And I feel even without you noticing anything, it automatically teaches you all this. So please, if you feel stressed, if you're feeling that what's happening here, just go and play a sport. You sweat it out, I think the stress goes away.
Do you think that play a more number of sportsmen coming out of India, this way India with this limitless idea can be the next superpower of sporting industry also?
Oh, absolutely. I certainly believe that's one of the reasons about 15 years ago we started something called Tenwick, where we are focusing, the entire focus is on grassroots sports, because at the end of it, champions come out from a larger base. When you provide a larger base, then automatically, the sport grows and the sport becomes even more competitive. And that's the beauty about cricket. We spoke about Limitless India. When you speak about Limitless India, it's about creating more number of people participate in active sport. And that's something that we are constantly trying to achieve. In school, make it a part of the curriculum. Even today, yes, the government of India has taken a strong hold on ensuring that sport is everyone's sort of right. They go and play the sport. But I feel that every child should take up sport at a young age. We are not saying that you need to become champions. You need to represent India and win gold medals. No, just participating in a sporting activity, making it a part of your culture, making it a part of your lifestyle, certainly helps in developing a nice way of managing your own life. Ups and downs, challenges, exam pressures, then the result pressures, all of that gets taken care. So grassroots sports is something I strongly believe if we focus on, then automatically your champions will come out of that. And like I mentioned some of the champion names in the sporting world, you will see a lot more happening if we focus entirely on the grassroots sports.
Anil, as a proud Indian, how important do you believe nationalism and strong sense of national pride are in building a limitless India? Because nationalism is right now what we feel is the need of the hour for every Indian, right now this audience sitting here. How important it is?
It's extremely important. I think, we should be proud of our roots. We should be proud of our culture. We should be proud about who we are as people. And I certainly believe when we go out and represent our country in cricket, when you, just now we heard Ricky Kej perform the national anthem. You just get goosebumps when the same national anthem is played in Australia when you're standing there just before a match, or for that matter in England, or for that matter in New Zealand, or whichever part of the world. When you're representing your country and you have the national anthem play, it gives you goosebumps. And that's the kind of pride that all of us should have. And the moments when you win a match and the whole crowd, I mean, you go to any world event now, especially in cricket, about 90% of the crowd will be Indians. So you'll only see a sea of blue everywhere when India plays anywhere outside of India. And that gives us a lot of pride. It gives us it's like a 12th player playing for you. Cricket is played only with 11 people. 11 cricketers play on the field. But you have a solid backing of a 12th player in the kind of representation that happens across the world. And the sense of belonging and the sense of feeling itself is immense. So I certainly believe that we are at a stage where each one of us look at contributing in whatever role that we are playing. That itself, I think you're contributing to the nation. That itself is nationalism. I mean, in my view, if you can do your role that you're assigned to with the utmost sincerity, the utmost dedication, the utmost commitment, then I think you're one step there. It's just about understanding and being proud of who we are and who the representations are from India, and really being proud of them. And that to me is a feeling that I received when I go and play cricket for India, or even now, when I travel, because of the popularity that cricket has in India. It's wonderful to sort of get that kind of adulation and the kind of respect that you get just because you're a cricketer from India. And now the respect is really, really fantastic to get when you travel outside of India.
And a last question. You have been to Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha in 2024, and this year you have been to Mahakumbh. You were talking about the roots. How important it is to flaunt our Sanatan Dharma and our culture and not be ashamed of it.
No, I don't think we were ever ashamed of our roots. I don't think India has ever been ashamed of our roots. It's just that I feel it's just that some of the narratives, of course, we went through a colonization and then, of course, globalization. Because of all of that, the narratives change a little bit. But I don't think, all of us are really proud of our heritage. I'm a very spiritual person. My mother was a very spiritual person. My wife who's sitting here is very spiritual. And she knows, all the scriptures, and she breaks it down and makes it even simple for me to understand. And it's about what you believe in, and it's something that is inside you. And like I mentioned, if you continue to sort of lead a path or lead a life which you do your own roles and you sort of go ahead and perform those duties, and that to me is itself spiritual.
That's a motivating point to end this session. Thank you so much. Rini, please come. Let's have another round of applause for our 90s kids, the icon of 90s kids. Thank you so much, Anil. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mayuk, and thank you, Mr. Kumble. I'd like to request you to please stay on. We've got the Hackathon winner with us. In the category of equity and empowerment, Limitless Idea, we have now Ancilla Maria Faustina, who joins you up on stage. Ancilla, please come up. You get to meet the legendary Anil Kumble. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Ancilla. We celebrate her for her innovative use of AI in revolutionizing job matching in rural India. By bridging the gap between opportunity and talent, her initiative ensures that India's workforce is connected, empowered, and ready for the future, bringing prosperity to the heart of Bharat. Thank you so much. I'd like to now invite our co-sponsor, Mr. Shri Das, MD of Hanuman Laboratory and Jacques Olivol Group, to please felicitate our living legend, Anil Kumble. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, you've eaten sufficiently to be able to give us a rousing applause. Thank you.
Namaskar. And Gurudev, I can't thank you enough for being with us and making the start of this very special occasion memorable, special, and auspicious for us with your divine presence. Gurudev, from all of us here at the Republic Media Network, you have been a source of wisdom. You have been our guiding light from the start of this network. You have been with us through thick and thin. And therefore, we are all overwhelmed that you took the time. You cancelled so many schedules, and you are with us today. So Gurudev, once again, a big round of applause to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And that is the incredible thing about Gurudev, that he makes it also possible. When everyone said it would be difficult to get you in with your schedule, you came here today. I'm so happy. We are so happy, Gurudev. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to this. And welcome everyone to the opening sessions of the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. I think Ashwini Vaishnav deserves a bigger round of applause than that.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is probably one of the busiest ministers in the Modi government. He does a great job. And today, Ashwini ji, is 1 year since the AI mission was launched.
Yeah, exactly.
6th March 2024, the government launched the AI mission. And today, circumstantially, it is 1 year. So there's some big announcement that you're going to do today, I'm told. A little later, you want to talk about where we stand.
Yeah. Well, we are launching the Common Compute Facility today. 14,000 GPUs.
Wow. In simple language, can you explain what that will do for us?
The biggest supercomputer we have is about 700 GPUs. And this is 14,000 GPUs. Just compute how big